Language of love. Okay. It's not really me, so let me stop. It is really me to act fool, though, so maybe I shouldn't stop. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, I've got a couple of things to clear up this morning. So I didn't make it to the morning workout. And good morning, Rose. I didn't make it to the morning workout. So this is what I want to say. I need you to think of any excuse that would work for why I didn't show up, and let that be my excuse. And since I don't know what excuse will work for you, I just need you to come up with whatever excuse excuses me from the morning workout. That's what I'm going to go with. And it could be different for different people. So for Rose, you might accept one excuse and somebody else might accept a different excuse. So whatever excuse you accept, that's my reason for not showing up this morning. The other thing I want to say is, all right, thank you. I just wasn't feeling it. See, that's going to be the excuse with Rose. And I'm not really sure what excuse other people need, but whatever it is, that's the excuse I'm going with. I could have 50 excuses today. Whatever works for you, that's why I didn't come. That's why wasn't there. That's why I didn't wake up. I mean, I was awake. That's the shameful thing. I was awake. The other thing, and I know Stacey's not on here yet, but we got to get to our conversation. So I'm gonna go ahead and show Stacey's love, even though he's not here. So maybe when he shows up later, good morning, Steve. When he shows up later, he'll know that. Oh, thank you, Rose. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, my body wasn't feeling it. It's good. You got to listen to your body. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's the excuse. I wasn't feeling it. My body wasn't feeling it. There we go. That's what I'm going with. Thank you. I am collecting excuses this morning. Whatever excuse works, that's the one I'm going with. And whoever it is that's coming on Facebook, I really hate. I want to know, how are you, the person who just said that your body stuff, how did you come into this feed? Because I wonder about that. There are sometimes people who come in from Facebook and it shows their name and then I can greet them by name. And then there are other times that people come in from Facebook that it just says Facebook user. And I'm wondering, good morning, Tobiah. See, Pam, yours is coming in as Facebook user, and Tobiah, who's also coming in from Facebook, is coming in as Tobiah. Anyway, so Pam, anytime you put a comment, if you're going to hang out with us for a minute, when you put a comment, can you put a P at the end of it so that I know it's Pam in case there's some other Facebook users? Rose, yours on YouTube, it doesn't happen. On YouTube, it always says who the person is. But on Facebook, it sometimes says who the person is and sometimes doesn't. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Stace. Stace did his love language thing yesterday and had to brag about it. Oh, I didn't even get to show. but he hooked T up yesterday. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. See, because I hate when I cannot address you by name. Oh, there you are. I did like it. I did like it, Stace. I did like it. You did the thing. You did that thing. And I'm going to shout out any male or female at this table who is doing that thing, who is showing love in the right way. Showing love in a way that their mate, friend, brother, sister, cousin can receive it. You get the shout outs at the table on a regular basis. So claim it. Stace was claiming. Stace was like, look at me. Look what I did, y'all. Look what I did. I hooked T up. So today we are going to talk about another love language. Just say it already. Tell me something good. Words of affirmation. That's what we're going to talk about today. I have to also give a shout out before we get on the words of affirmation. I have to give a shout out to my best friend, Didi Avellino. I love that man. That man loves me. I know it. That's my brother from another mother. Look at what he sent me. Guys. He sent me a microphone. So tell me if my if my sound is coming through, if you notice any difference in the sound. If you don't, we're gonna replace this one. We're gonna we're gonna try a different one. But look at what he sent me. I got this surprise yesterday, and I know that my love language is acts of service. And I'm trying to connect all of this, because I tell you what, we like gifts. Suli's not on here. We like gifts. And to me, a gift is an act of service. It's amazing to me. I didn't ask him for this. I didn't ask, but to have your friends see what you are doing and support you with, here's something more for you to do with your craft. Here's something that you can use for this thing that you're doing, for this platform. Now, he doesn't show up on a regular basis to the table. He has issues, some connection issues sometimes. He doesn't show up on a regular basis to the table. But that doesn't mean he doesn't support me at the table. And when I got this, I was like, oh, look, I got a microphone. I'm coming up. I felt so good. Anyway, all right. So I need to give a shout out. To Didi Avellino. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Now we're going to get on. Let me go backwards. I think Pam is a part of the group. Pam, are you subscribed to the YouTube group, up to the Facebook group, the Tea Time with Kai Live Talks group, or are you coming through the page and not the group? That may be a part of it. So let's talk about. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta pause this. No, I'm not going to pause it. I'll return that call in a minute. Okay, anyway. Good morning, Elaine. Let's talk about words of affirmation. So you have heard people all the time saying, actions speak louder than words. Yeah. If you are an acts of service type person, actions speak louder than words. But actions don't speak louder than words for a person whose love language is, good morning, Suli, for a person whose love language is words of affirmation. That's why it is, Pam. If you subscribe to the group, you would come through as your name. So let me read to you. So again, we are talking about Gary Chapman's book. I wrote the name of the book down this time. The 5 Love Languages, How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. I just want to say that this book, the Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate's book, came out in 1992. Subsequent to that, he did publish a book on the love languages in the workplace, the love languages with your kids, and the love languages for single people. So there are others. This one we are specifically talking about the mate, but they do apply in other relationship situations, right? So Gary Chapman wrote this book, 5 Love Languages, Words of Affirmation, Quality Time, Giving Gifts, Acts of Service, and Physical Touch. That's okay, Pam. Don't worry about it. As long as you keep putting a P at the end of your comment, I know exactly who you are. Yesterday we talked about acts of service, and today we are going to talk about words of affirmation. So let me read to you what this says. So words of affirmation, for someone whose love language is words of affirmation, words are everything to them. It's not the actions. It's speak to me. Tell me something good. Whether it's written words or spoken, a person whose primary love language is words of affirmation will place a lot of importance on what you have to say to them. Your words will speak volumes to them. And it is not uncommon for simple phrases like, I'm thankful for, I love how you, blah, 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 fill in the blank. How those phrases will go a very long way with communicating how much you appreciate your mate whose love language is words of affirmation. What's very interesting to me, it says your partner will especially appreciate compliments, heartfelt thank yous, handwritten notes, and hearing what they mean to others. The goal is to let your partners know how much they mean to you, how they are different from others, and how much you care. One of the things that's interesting about that is that according to this, words of affirmation is the most, is the, you're good at, yes. I thought yours was acts of service, Suli. So one of the most, um, that is the one that's the most prominent. That's the one most people have is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is the most common love language. Edging out quality time and acts of service. I don't know about that. When I read that, it made me think about the fact, remember yesterday I said acts of service is my love language, but I wonder if that would change if I were not a single person doing everything on my own. If I had a partner and everything was equally yoked, then perhaps it wouldn't be acts of service because I wouldn't need a weight lifted off of me. That's not what I would need. So then in that case, I know I would appreciate words of affirmation. And I know that because in a work situation, okay, I've got to take this call. So y'all talk to each other for a second because this is the second time they're calling me. I've got to take it. I'm coming right back. All right. I'm sorry, guys, but I ain't sorry. I got to keep my job. That was the upper muckety muck. That wasn't even my boss. That was my boss's boss. So, look, she's calling me twice in a row. I'm like, all right. All right. I'm glad that you guys. No, the sound was not out. Whoever that was, Facebook user who says the sound out. No, Kai had you guys on mute because Kai had to take a work call. I take my break. Everybody knows. I get up in the morning. I work. I take a break to do tea time with you guys. And for the most part, my break for tea time does not interfere with work most of the time. But there are some times that, when your boss needs you, you don't take your regularly scheduled break unless you work for Alameda County, because at Alameda County, your break is your break time, no moving it. But Alameda County GSA procurement, you had to take your break at break time if you were under Dorian. But if you were not under Dorian, if you were under Kelly, you took your break when you were ready to take your break. So I am back. And now I am ready for my break. And then look, while my boss's boss called me, my boss called me. So look, what in the heck? Y'all freaking out this morning? But she needed information for a meeting that she had to go to. So now I can come back to my break. I can come back to my tea, and I can come back to you guys. So thank you for your patience. So where were we? I know you guys, I'm not going to worry about your comments because you were talking to each other, and I'm going to mind my business, okay? Although technically you are my business, right? Technically, I guess. But let me get back to what we were talking about, words of affirmation. Because what was very interesting to me was that when reading the description of words of affirmation, okay, well, are we all ready to get back on topic? Did we finish what the movie stuff was? I'm going to go, just so you all know, I'm going to go back through you all's recommendations to each other because I'm about tired of watching Parks and Rec, The Office, and Monk. I'm tired of watching that. So I'm going to go back through your suggestions and I'm going to watch some of these Netflix series. So what was interesting to me is that I really appreciate when someone just tells me thank you. Just as a matter of fact, the other day I did something, an act of service for my mother. She had asked about the alcohol wipes, and I sent her alcohol wipes. I sent her some disposable masks, and I think I put a couple of other things in the bag for her. And that heifer, I don't think my mother is really a heifer. Okay, that's first of all. That heifer, she didn't even call me and say thank you. So I called her the next morning. I'm like, excuse me, were you raised by wolves? You didn't say thank you? Okay. No, I was late and yeah, okay. So you were raised by wolves. You can send a text. You can send a carrier pigeon. Somehow you best say thank you. There's someone, and I won't call them out at the table, but there's someone that I've sent a couple of presents to. And I'm not going to call them out because they come to my table. I'm not going to call them out right here. But I've sent a couple of presents, and neither time have I gotten a thank you. Understand they're not going to get another present from me. Thank you is important. Thank you is important. I appreciate what you did. I appreciate when you took me to the store. I appreciate when you cleaned this up for me. Oh my God, you made dinner. Thank you so much. Now, oh my God, you made dinner. Where's my water? Your water is in the kitchen, damn it. And let's be clear, because I want to go backwards, because I sounded kind of really bitchy yesterday when I was like, get your own water. But the problem was there was a distance between the living room and the living room and the kitchen. And I only have 2 hands. I can't carry 2 plates of food and 2 glasses of water. So if I come to the table with 2 plates of food, I come to the living room with 2 plates of food, one for you and one for me. How dare you say, where's the water? Well, where's my 3rd hand? Go get us some water. I just brought you some food. Say thank you. How about thank you? Oh my God, you slayed in the kitchen. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Bernadette says it's important. You are such a sweet daughter. I'm so not a text. You're not a text person. Lady, please. Lady, please. You text me all the time. I mean, I got to put some periods in there because you're talking into the phone, and I'm like, what? So one big old run-on sentence, but thank you is only 2 words. Anyway, we worked it out, Mama. We're good. Don't worry about it. We're good. I was just giving you a hard time, but next time you better say thank you. I need to be appreciated for what I do. So it's important to me. It's interesting to me because acts of service is what I right now feel like is just the most important thing to me. If I answer the question, that's why I said yesterday, let's not focus on the tests, because you're going to answer the test for how you're feeling right this moment, right? But what about when you're not a single mom handling everything on your own? What about in that situation? Maybe it's words of affirmation, which is one of the most prominent ones. So tips on how to speak this love language: a sweet note laying around in the middle of the kitchen counter, a post-it placed in the middle of a mirror, a favorite poem verse tucked into a suitcase, songs that remind you of this person, letting you know this song reminds me of you. If your partner's primary love language is words of affirmation, you will need to find ways to communicate how much they mean to you. So first of all, be authentic, because people whose primary love language is words of affirmation, you just start saying some random stuff, they got a bullshit radar, okay? They're not going to just believe your inauthentic expression of your love just because you know that's their love language. Don't start making stuff up. Be authentic. They'll be able to tell when it's made up. Oh my God, I just love the way you walked into this room. Nah, man, that's not going to do it. Be empathetic. When it comes to words of affirmation, it's crucial that partners realize that you recognize how they are feeling, especially if they are feeling down. Be concerned about that person. How many times have you felt really good because somebody remembered a detail about you? Maybe somebody reached out to you. Maybe Bina reached out to you, Susie, and said, hey, how are you feeling today? I know you were a little down yesterday. Just asking you how you feel, just checking on you is words of affirmation. It's not always saying, oh my God, you're most fantastic at this. Oh my God. No, it's using words to show your concern, allowing that your partner to have a space to release in conversation, communicate through their words. And you're listening and being empathetic. Show your appreciation. People who feel fulfilled by positive words and comments will thrive when people recognize and appreciate what they do. Like, thank you for the masks, daughter. You are so wonderful. Whether it's how they do the laundry, the meal they cook for dinner, or the fact they spent 3 hours proofing your report, the key is to tell them in no uncertain terms how much you appreciate them. Say, I love you a lot. Now, see, this is where me and words of affirmation kind of differ. I don't need you to be running around saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah, show me, because I'm an acts of service. Mail them a letter. I do like letters. How about you guys? Is anybody on here words of affirmation? Susie says she is. Give them a shout out. Make sure you compliment your words of affirmation partner in front of other people. Tell them what makes you proud and what you really appreciate. Don't go overboard and embarrass them, but telling others how awesome you think your partner is will touch their heart in so many ways. Point out their strengths. Steve says, so is your love language predicted on what period you are going through in your life? If your needs are met, what is your dominant love language? That's a good question. That's a question I have, because I think that based on examining these just this week, for me, I'm coming to a realization. And I always thought, look, right now in my life, I've been doing this single mom thing for so long. Come on in here and take off some of this burden. That's what you want to do. Take off some of my burden. You know, I have a hectic schedule. When I was doing my cupcake business, you know how much I appreciated when someone would say what I was doing, a pop-up events, and someone would show up at my pop-up event to help me set up, to help me break down, and sometimes just to be there. That was, for me, significant. These were friends. These are friends. This is my friend's love language, right? Tobias says, unfortunately, the power of a compliment is being lost today. Uh-oh. I don't often hear it being used in public very often. Bernadette says, I'm a words of affirmation too. And so we've got three. See, look, this writer, this was not the author of the book who wrote this. This was another person. I don't remember where I got it from, but my it's already gone. My phone's gone to sleep now. So, but that writer says that the words of affirmation is the most common love language, and I can understand that. I absolutely can. We all want to hear what we mean to the next person, right? When you listen to the person, you can act on what you hear, which is using words that support the person. To buy many times compliments will have someone following you home. A few times I said something to a woman, and next thing she acted like I'm trying to get with her. Karen says, I try to use my words and help. The thing about it, we all have a primary. Erica says, I don't need to hear I love you all the time. I like you. Need to see your love. Right. I'm not don't be all the time. I love you. And this is the thing. For me, actions do speak louder than words, but that doesn't mean I don't want to hear the words. I want to hear the words and see the action that matches the words. Those are the two things. I need you to tell me you love me, show me you love me. And if you're showing me that you love me, but not saying it often, I'm seeing it. Maybe you're not that person who runs around saying, I love you. That's okay. For me, that's okay. Now, I'm going to need to hear it sometimes, but I'm going to need to see it. I need to see it. Stacey says, T's is words of affirmation. Is also, but she thinks it off. Man, Stacey, I'm going to need you to learn how to type, man. Woo! T's is words of affirmations. Is also, but she thinks it off. Yeah, no, I can't make that make sense, Stace. Love language can be visual with facial expression. Yeah, I believe that. I compliment anyone I see that I like what they're wearing, eating, doing. You know what? I think that I hear you, Stace, especially when it's a man complimenting a woman or a woman complimenting a man. You can appreciate what someone does, how someone looks, how someone is wearing the hell out of that suit or wearing the hell out of that dress, whatever it is, and not be trying to say, I want to jump into bed with you. You can be complimenting people, but a lot of people don't understand that a man can genuinely appreciate the beauty of a woman, not his wife or girlfriend or lover or whatever, and yet still not want to be with that woman. Or that a woman can appreciate the beauty of a man and not want to be with that man. That's a problem, but that's not our problem, hopefully. Hold on. Elaine says, be careful what you ask for. Sometimes when it shows up, it isn't exactly what you need because one is stressed. One can get confused on what you really need. I'm not sure what, are you talking about me specifically, or what do you mean by that, Elaine? Be careful what you ask for. Sometimes when it shows up, it isn't exactly what you need. Clarify that for me, please. Steve says, you got that right, Kai. When I was actively marketing my pie business at a pop-up, that kind hand helping with sales, setup, breakdown was heaven sent. Exactly. Showing up. T is sitting on my lap half the time. That's why we have all the love languages in different degrees. Exactly. While I say I love you, but often my actions don't show what's in my heart. Well, I would say that you have to, if your person's love language is words of affirmation, maybe that's enough for them. But if you were loving me, Karen, and your actions didn't match those words, oh, you don't love me. See, because my love language, my primary is actions. So for me, actions speak louder than words. So if you're running around talking about, Kai, I love you, but then you stabbing me in the back, no, you don't love me. You're just saying that. So you want to make sure that every part of you speaks to the love that you have. And I want to say, yeah, we have it all mixed up. But it's all mixed up in the pot. But it's like a stew, right? Each flavor is there. I have words of affirmation. I have acts of service. I have touch, physical touch. I have gift giving. And I think sometimes, for real, I got all of them equally. So you about to get it all from me. I need you to understand how much I love you. And maybe that's a little bit much for folks. At one point, my sister told me, "Kai, you love people too hard." She does too. I don't know how to do anything else. When you're my mate, I'm doing for you. I'm telling you I love you. I'm touching you. What's the rest of them? I'm doing all of it, and might be doing it all at the same time, just in case. I'm giving you gifts, and I'm spending quality time with you. All of it. It's overwhelming for folks. I understand, but you got to be ready for Kai. Stace is how you say it. Exactly, Susie. I secretly want to be with the man when I compliment his chocolate skin. I mean, Susie, the thing is, given this different circumstance, maybe you would want to be with the man, but you can respect that the man is with someone else, right? You're not saying, look, you got some beautiful dark chocolate skin and I'm loving it. And if you're single, I don't want to be with you. I'm just loving your skin. No. I remember, it reminds me. So, Susie, see, you always got to take me there. Somebody at the table always has to take me there. So there's this friend of mine, Derek. Derek is a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Me and Derek hit it off, had a great time. We, whatever. Great relationship, but it didn't work out. We're still friends. When I met Derek at a photo shoot, my very first photo shoot. When I started modeling, my very first photo shoot, Derek was at that photo shoot. A couple of months later, I was at a club in St. Louis, Missouri, a reggae club, and I saw this fine specimen of a man. Oh my God, he was tall and beautiful and had locks and just fine specimen of a man. And I was like, oh my God, I think I know that guy. And I was full of myself, right? More full of myself than I am right now. I'm like, I know that guy. So I walk up there. He had walked in with someone. He had walked into the club with someone. It looked like to me he was with this woman that he walked in with. So Derek comes up I walk up to Derek. The club is emptying out. It's like 2:00 in the morning. The club is emptying out. And just so you know, my kids were with their dad at the time. So I was free to be ratchet. Okay. Not ratchet. I was free to be free. So I'm never ratchet. So I walk up to him. Everybody's hanging outside the club. I walk up to him and I looked him up. I looked at him and I was like, I think I know you. I know you. We've met somewhere before. And I'm like this. I know you because he's super tall. I'm like, I know you. And I'm tall and I got to look up, right? I'm like, I know you. I swear I've seen you. Do you know me? And I didn't say, as a matter of fact, I was so full of myself at the time. I didn't even walk up to him. I'm remembering now. I didn't even walk up to him and say, I think I know you. I walked up to him, looked at him and said, excuse me, do you know me? What kind of bullshit is that? Do you know me? Looking fly as I was. Do you know me? He looked at me as crazy as he is. He was like, no. I'm like, whoa. Take another look. Look again. Do you know me? Because I swear I know you. And I need to know if you know me as well. Anyway, 4 hours later, we're sitting in IHOP having breakfast. Like me, Derek, and 2 of our friends are sitting in IHOP having breakfast. But the funny part about it was we wouldn't have ended up in IHOP having breakfast, except that Derek said, that's a cool way to flirt. That's a cool way to flirt. I like your approach. And I was like, no. Hold on. I'm not flirting with you. I saw you walk in with this woman. I know you're with this woman. So I'm not flirting with you. I'm only really wanting to know if you know me because you look so familiar. He's like, oh, I'm not with her. And I was like, oh, okay, well, then I actually am flirting with you. And I would like to know if you know me. So I'm just saying, Sulie, you can respect the relationship, respect the beauty of the man, and still walk away knowing you're not about to be with that man. However, if that man makes it clear that he is not with the woman he walked into the store with or into the club with, and she is standing right there saying, no, that's not my man. We work together. I'm like, fine. So first of all, do you know me? Second of all, yes, I'm flirting with you, and I would like for us to exchange numbers. Yeah, I was really full of myself. But Derek and I are still friends, and we are both still fools to this day. When you're saying you get tired of having to carry the whole load of being a single parent. Oh, therefore, when someone shows up and helps, it can be thought to be ultimate love. Maybe not. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Correct. And Mom, that's something that I was thinking about too, because people understand what these acts of love, what these love languages are, right? And when they get to know what your love language is, they can really be coming with some BS. They can go grocery shopping for you. They can bring you chai tea at your job. They can pay for your plane ticket to come to your job interview in Maryland. They can do all of that and still not give a shit about you. They can do all of that because they know it's going to touch you. So I do have to be careful with that. And as I'm exploring these love languages, I'm also strengthening myself in that way. So thank you for saying that, because I that's one thing I wanted to touch on, but I forgot. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. I'm not giving gifts. I want to receive. Is that allowed? No. That's called selfishness, Suli. That's called selfish. You show love the way you want to receive love. So if you want to get gifts, you better be giving gifts. They can Suli, your selfishness. Suli, if your partner's language is gifts, you got to give gifts. Exactly. And if you want to receive gifts, you should be giving gifts, because that's how your partner comes to understand that that's what's important to you. Remember, everybody's not walking around taking a love language test. They're observing you. If they are really a partner, they are observing you. What's important to Suli? Let me see. She giving me a gift every Sunday, every week. I got a gift show. Okay, Suli must like gifts. Let me buy her something. Let me show my love for her in that way, because that's how she shows her love to me. That's how they're coming to understand. Rose, my time is all up because I had y'all on hold for 10, 15 minutes. So my break is off by about 10, 15 minutes. But thank you. So I lied. Who lied? You talking about with my friend Derek? No, it was not a lie. When I walked up to him, my intention was not to flirt with him. I just was really trying to figure out, where the heck do I know this guy from? That's it. Was he someone I went to school with? And the reason I didn't completely connect to where I knew him from, remember I said when we met, it was my first photo shoot, my first modeling job. When I got offered that modeling job, I was sick with the flu. I was horribly sick. But I didn't feel like I could turn the job down. If my agent is calling saying, hey, we got a job for you. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even know you accepted me as you accepted being my agent. But all right. They're like, no, we want to represent you. And we got this job for you today. Oh, okay. I had the flu. And this job was, we had to be in summer attire. We were doing a Anheuser-Busch beer commercial or promo. And we had to be in summer attire, but it was the middle of the winter in St. Louis, Missouri. Winter. There was 2 feet of snow outside, and we're in this tent in our spaghetti strap summer dresses. I was freezing, and I had the flu. So I was not focused on that beautiful fine specimen of a man that was over there. I was sick. So when it came time when I saw him later, I didn't remember. Of course, my brain wasn't there anyway. So no, but I am an opportunist in that sense. Oh, if I have the opportunity to speak to this fine specimen of a man in a flirtatious way because he just told me the woman he's with is not a woman he's with, great. I'm going to take that opportunity. Slam the door in the face of opportunity. But you have to be careful. You have to be careful that people are not exploiting your love language to make you feel loved when it's not love. It's just that they understand what the love languages are. This is what you're supposed to do to get a woman to fall in love with you. So I'm going to do all these things. And once they understand who you are, they can better strategize and show you love in the way that you receive love, but it isn't really love for them. So be very careful. Steve says, you said after you found out he wasn't with the woman he walked in with, you admitted to flirting. No, it wasn't admitting to flirting. It was changing. I was not flirting initially, but when he said that he's not with her, okay, well then let me flirt. But I was not flirting initially. I was really trying to figure out, this is the thing, Steve. I remember people's faces. I don't remember people's names. That he's not the first person that I walked up to and said, I think I know you. It could be a woman. It could be a man. I think I know you and I need to know, where do I know you from? I have done that to people all through my life. So I was not flirting with him. And there's been people that I know who've tried to flirt with me. There's one person in California that he's like, you know me? I'm like, where do I know you from? Yeah, he had tried to date me, but I was very happy I had forgotten who he was. He was full of himself. Anyway, the point is that we have to be very careful about our love languages. We want to share with people. I mean, people who are observing us will come to understand what our love languages are. Words of affirmation. Let me go through the chart that, and then I'm going to go, because apparently there's a crisis at work that I need. It's not really a crisis, but let me go through what Suli posted. So, words of affirmation. If your partner's love language is words of affirmation, try leaving encouraging notes, creating a playlist of songs that remind you of them, sharing sentiments for your partner's successes and struggles, complimenting them, words of appreciation. Avoid assuming that they know how loved they are. Avoid that. Assuming that they know you are proud of them. Avoid emotionally harsh words. They will never forget those words. Never forget them. Not recognizing or appreciating their efforts. Make sure you say thank you. Thank you, Erica. Could you get Steve? Can you get Steve? Like, men don't take advantage of opportunity. Please, shut up, Steve. You can't come fake love. What you start with, you must continue till the end. And that's the problem. No, Steve, you are not right. I was not flirting until he started flirting. See, I wasn't trying to get beat up by some man's woman. No. We are Suli, but we're giving examples, okay? We're giving examples. And you took me there talking about the chocolate man that you want. You took me there, Suli. Don't be mad talking about why you there. You took me. You threw that squirrel. Anyway, make sure that what you are giving from day one, my Facebook user whose name I'm not sure of, sorry for that, but make sure that from day one, you are giving what you are able to continue giving. You are being authentically yourself, showing your love the way that your partner needs to receive love. This is the thing. Okay, Steve, you about to irritate me. I'm not going to the Derek, okay? Listen to Suli. We're not talking about Derek. We are not exploring that. I've explained it. If you don't want to accept that explanation, that's on you, brother. But Kai doesn't lie. The truth is what Kai already said. Let it go. Like Elsa, man, let it go. Trying to get on love languages here, and you about to take me to some other kind of language. You about to have me bring out Suli's back. Man. Oh, Charmin. Good morning, Charmin Turners. Make sure that you are respecting your partner's love language. And when I say that, it is not one-sided. You don't respect your partner's love language so much, especially if it's different from yours, that your love language is ignored. Your partner has to also equally respect your love language. And you are working together. You are working together. You are giving and getting and giving and giving and giving and getting. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Suli. Get him, man. Get him. Steve be all off topic talking about I got squirrels. Thank you, Suli. So tomorrow we are going to talk about more love languages. This is what we're talking about all week long. And hopefully you are exploring these things for yourself. As we are talking about them, you are thinking about these things for yourself, coming to a better understanding of what your own personal love language is and how you have observed that of your child, mother, father, sister, brother, partner. Because remember that these love languages don't just speak to languages with how you express love to your mate. There's the book about relationships at work, relationships with family, and singles, okay? Elaine says it is always important to read between the lines. Also, always consider the means of the individual and recognize that when you think someone is really doing something extra, it may not be to that person. Yeah, him or her, right, Elaine? Right. So, so tomorrow we will talk about one other love language, probably quality time, whatever, I don't know, whatever we come up with, but we'll be on it all this week. You're going to reread the book. And Bernadette, at this point, you would want to probably reread the book that talks about love languages of single. Because I don't believe you have a mate right now. So if you don't have a mate right now, you would read the other book on the love languages for single people, right? Do so, he should give me gifts, right? So if someone, if gift giving is your thing, you're giving gifts, they should give you gifts. Shut up, Suli. Give gifts, Suli. If you want to give gifts, if you want to get gifts, give gifts. Look, I can't even speak right now. Anyway, guys, thank you for being so patient with me. Erica, she's talking about the books on the 5 love languages, how to express heartfelt commitment to your mates. That's the book we are discussing right now. We are discussing the 5 love languages, but the original book talked about the love languages expressing heartfelt love to your mate. But there were subsequent books that talk about love languages for single people, love languages with your children, and love languages at work. Oh, okay, thank you. You're like, yeah, I got it. Never mind. Anyway, thank you so much for being here at the table with me today. Can you guys let me know if you recognize a difference in the sound? I need to make sure that this mic is actually doing something, or we're gonna switch out. And then I will see you here tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for being patient and engaging with each other while I had to take my work call and come off of my break and come back, right? Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, everyone. And as always, I know you guys could do my closing at this point. Wash your hands. Sorry, Steve, you said great sound, but is it great sound different from the other times? So wash your hands, wear your mask, and keep your distance. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance. Stay safe, and I will see you here tomorrow. Same place, same time.